Okay, last one. Standing here tonight, I'm doing videos that I can have Facebook publish while I'm on vacation. I've talked about in an earlier video what I call contender cues. What would be a contender to be my main cue if I lost my Southwest somehow. I did a video about, well, what if I wanted to just play in league and be a league guy, not have some super fancy cue that somebody was gonna, whatever, be jealous of or think I was being uppity or stuck up about it. And for this one, I'm going to do if looks and street cred and all that made zero difference, and I want to talk about hit. Now, I've done a hit video before, at least one. The problem about a hit on a cue is it's so damn subjective. I know what it means for me. It means things like consistency and energy transfer to the cue ball and predictability, which goes along with the consistency. I know usually pretty much immediately if I pick up a cue, any of these cues on this table, I pick up any of them and just hit a couple of shots and I'm just like, wow, this hit's good. Or some of the other cues that are still on my wall, okay, it's got a little bit of a softer hit, or it's at least not good enough. It's not as good as the ones on this table. So that's just what I'm going to talk about, and I don't know if it'll be informative at all. But so this damn thing, the butt of this cue does not matter, okay? But this is a Q-Tech Synergy shaft. And this is the first carbon fiber shaft that I ever tried, bought, whatever. And if I could get past the looks, this is black and I don't like that, and all I cared about was how well I can play with something, how well a cue hits, it would be something with a Q-Tech Synergy shaft. Now I've tried like the Peachire Rogue, I forget what other I have that's a carbon fiber. I've never tried a Revo. They're all probably pretty similar. I think this hits better than the Peachire Rogue does. But your knowledge may vary. Anyway, if we're just talking about hit, I don't think you can go wrong with the carbon fiber stuff. It pains me a little bit to say that, but facts are facts. Non-wood shafts for a long time in my career were a joke. They're not a joke anymore, at least nobody's laughing. Alright, so then this cue has been on every video I've made so far tonight. This is my Peachire, what I call my main Peachire. Absolutely hits fantastic. May be my best hitting cue with a wood shaft. Every time I pick this up and hit any balls with it, I'm just immediately going, wow, this hits good. Because I'm used to playing with the Southwest, which is good, but not good. It's just world of difference when I hit balls with this cue versus almost anything else. I mean, I've got a lot of cues on this table, but that doesn't mean they're all equally good as far as hit goes. This is way up there at the top of the wood shafts. It's so subjective. I've set up, different shots. A couple of videos that I put out there. This is how I measure hit and things like that. It's not really like that. It's not really that scientific. It's just shoot with the cue for a while and just get a feel for it. And in some cases, I can get a feel almost immediately that a cue hits fantastic. So the next thing on the list, and this one, it's just a little bit surprising to me, but this is an Atom, and it's one of the Balabushka things. You can see George didn't really sign this, but I was very disappointed when I got it because this is all brown. Most of this black is brown. So yeah, I don't like the way it looks that much, but it hits really, really well. Surprised me. I've heard these are made in, I don't know, China or some place where sometimes things cannot be as high of a quality. Sometimes stereotypes are true. I believe I've said this very well put together, hits really good, plays really good. They just don't know how to determine the difference between black and brown when they're picking out their ebony. Because I told them, I said, if it comes back brown, I'm going to send it back. I didn't do that because I never ship anything back. I'm bad about things like that. But absolutely, one of my best hitting cues. So this one is kind of stupid, but maybe not to me. This is a peach hour that I bought for my birthday. I usually buy something for myself on my birthday. Back in 2020? Yeah, 2019. And this is the cue that made me stop using low squirt shafts. I've been using low squirt shafts since the turn of the century. First Predators and then Jacobys. And then I got this just because the guy didn't have anything else that I even remotely liked the looks of for sale. But so I just bought it. What the hell? You know, like I had a space on my wall rack I needed to fill. And played with this, and my gosh, this cue hit great. Even without a stainless steel joint, hit great. As it turns out, I found that every peach hour cue that I've ever hit a ball with hits great. I like this one so much the way it played that I went and I bought another peach hour. And for some reason, that's not this one. I bought another one and then I eventually bought this one. So all of my peach hours hit absolutely freaking fantastic. Now we're going to get into one of the other manufacturers that everything is freaking great. Now this is Joss. I bought this at Derby City here this past year. I just call it a Sneaky Pete. I don't know what the model number is. And I bought this because I used to have a cue almost identical to this, 20 years ago. And I think I've told the story of that, what happened with that cue and all that. But it's a Joss, no stainless steel joint. Again, hits fantastic. All these cues, because I've been playing with my Southwest mainly, any one of these cues I can pick up, hit a couple balls, and go, wow, 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 wow. Just marveling at how great they hit. And again, that Southwest is not no slouch, but it's not on this table. Speaking of Joss cues, this was the first Joss I ever bought, other than that Sneaky Pete 20 years ago. So in my current collection, this was the first Joss I ever bought. And I just like the looks of it a lot on the internet. Of course, I'm not as big of a fan anymore of the rounded points on any cues, but it's very simple and all that. I really like the hoppy ring treatment on a lot of cues. And got it just to get it. Actually got a Predator 314 shaft for it at first. And well, it's okay, it's all right. Once this peach hour convinced me to go back to stock shafts, I put the stock shaft on this cue and hit some balls with it, and wow, wow, every freaking time. Joss cues all hit freaking fantastic. All of them that I've ever hit a ball with hit fantastic. Like I said, with this one, I have my high run and straight pull with one of these. With not this particular cue, but this model of cue. I didn't think about hit back then. I just thought, wow, I'm shooting really good today. So speaking of Josses, this was on one of my other videos. This is my N7, my color of money cue. And while it's a little bit gimmicky because of the whole color of money thing, and an awful lot of league players ran out and bought these things because of the movie, there's no denying the fact that this thing hits fantastic with the stock shaft. They just do. I don't know what it is about Joss, and I don't know what it is about peach hours, but so far everyone I've ever hit with has just had a fantastic hit, and I would recommend them to anybody. If they're looking for a cue that's got a good hit, that's what I would recommend. There may be some custom cue makers you can spend $10,000 on a cue and it would hit just as good, but if all you're interested in is a hit, you can't go wrong with Joss or peach hour. You just can't. So the next thing that I have is my Tascarella. This one is going to be, as far as hit quality, just a notch below the other ones that I've shown here so far, but not much. This is still better than, like my Southwest and most of the things over there on the wall. I think that if this had a stainless steel joint, a piloted joint, like a lot of theirs do, I think it might be better. And I'm trying to buy one. I'm trying to buy another Tascarella. The guy hasn't answered me yet. We'll see. If he does, I'm guarantee that cue's going on this table as far as being a good hitting cue, and it's also going on, it would have been on the other video about who's going to be a contender if I lose my Southwest. Well, yeah, Pete Tascarella, fine cue maker. He's got all George Valavishka's old equipment. And yeah, every time I look at this cue, I like it more and more. Every time I shoot with it, I like it more and more. So, I debated whether or not to put this cue on the table or not. Because I have Josh and I have Peachar, and I say, well, they all hit good. This is my R12 Sean. This was on my last video talking about league cues for me. This is my oldest possession right here. This cue with this shaft hits very, very well. It doesn't hit as good as the Josses. It doesn't hit as good as the Peachars, but it hits very, very well. I have, about 6 Seans, and most of them hit very, very well, comparable to this. But I also have 2 that don't hit very well. They have like a dead feeling, like something's broken inside them or something like that. So I can't say all Josses hit or all Seans hit just great, just like all Josses hit just great. I can't say that because in my experience, all Josses do hit great, but all Seans do not, in my experience. But this one absolutely does hit great. And I have some other ones, if I put the stock shaft on them, they got the stainless steel joints, they all hit great as well. Just not as good as some of these other ones I've already talked about. So, another one that really I debated putting on this list or not, this is my Tim Scruggs. It's good, it's fine, it's better than my Southwest, but not as good as probably anything else on this table. It's all subjective. And if I played with nothing but this for a month, maybe I would, at the end of that month, I'd be thinking this is the best hitting cue ever. Because there's got to be like a stroke timing and speed and all that that's involved in things like that. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. But, for right now, I just had to pick some cues, and I didn't feel like it would be right to not have my Scruggs on there. Because it does hit really, really good. It just doesn't hit as good as the other ones that I've already shown you. That's it for this, and I have made about 4 videos here tonight, and they'll get spaced out on YouTube, so you guys will all have something to watch while I'm on vacation in New Orleans getting my ass kicked by Tony Johan. See you when I get back. I forgot one. I don't think I would have been able to sleep tonight if I didn't add this on there. So this, I don't think I've ever shown this. Nothing special. This is a Jacoby Sneaky Pete. Where does it say Jacoby? 2 things about this cue. One is it's really skinny, and this is just a regular Jacoby shaft. This is not the edge or whatever. This is not a low deflection shaft. And I guess 3 things about this cue is it hits fantastic. This cue belonged on the table, not up there with the Peachars or the Joss, but right below. It's great, and I'm going to go hit some balls with it right now. Bye, guys.